So what's the topic of the day? I've spoken about map awareness, loadouts, controller sensitivity, but I'm ashamed to say that I left out one very important aspect of dominating the Crucible and really any FPS. I'm of course talking about finger strengthening exercises. Strong fingers can be the difference between life or death. Fingertip push-ups and multiple sets of jazz hands is a well-known secret among MLG pros. I'm sorry, I went off script and just went with it, but I'm really here to talk about picking and choosing your battles, so erase the last 10 seconds or so out of your brain. The gameplay that I'm displaying this time is me grabbing a 20 KD game. You know, did I run around Rambo style with reckless abandon and wipe out everybody on the map? No, I made conscious decisions about every encounter I approached. So instead of reading off the script, which is what I normally do, I'm going to walk you through the thought process of my engagements and what you should be thinking about when you're out there in the Crucible. The idea is to think ahead of your movements and predict your enemy's patterns. This is what's going to give you the highest probability of success. So let's dive into my mindset. Now, the first thing you can see right off the bat, my teammates weren't necessarily checking their radar, which that's my first and most important thing on any of these lists. Now, I'm hurt. You know, I throw a grenade over there, a lightning grenade, just to kind of shut off that area. So if they want to attack me, they're going to have to come from this angle. So right now, you know, you can see I'm just kind of filling it out. I'm taking a look at my radar. I'm seeing, you know, where my teammates are located and trying to get in a position that I can support them while making it difficult for the enemy team to kind of get kills on me. So you can see, I saw that on the radar. I was already ready for him to come across that. I didn't end up killing him, but again, you know, I pushed him away. He could have got a couple extra kills. Now here is a great example too of using cover. You can see I'm not just running out there crazy Rambo style like I said before. You know, I kind of peeked over that corner, and I think sometimes when things get a little bit hectic, people forget to, you know, use cover to their advantage. You can see I'm putting myself, you know, on the side of these walls. I'm not necessarily just running out there in the middle. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people who get frustrated with Crucible. They're not using cover correctly. So there's something to kind of keep in mind. Even, you know, players with the higher KDs, you know, that's why, you know, we tend to make good use of cover. So you can see here, you know, I see the character coming across. I see him on the radar. You know, I'm trying to make good use of the stairs as a form of cover. You know, I kind of figure that I'm at a disadvantage here. I see heavies about to pop, you know, and I use that as an opportunity to kind of retreat a little bit. You know, again, he might have had a sniper. He could have, you know, been kind of sitting there ADS waiting for me. And again, I don't want them to get this heavy. Plus, I'm sitting on a super, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable about anybody trying to rush me like that Blade Dancer right there. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. So now I can see that guy on the radar. For some reason, I can't quite see him. I know where he's at as far as the general location. Luckily, my guy gets him right there at the top. Phoenix, he ended up taking him out for me. So now I have proximity on this rocket. And my biggest thing is I don't want to lose your rockets. You know, that's kind of a key thing. Obviously, I end up wasting all my rockets anyway. But kind of giving yourself a little bit of an advantage, staying in the very back, you know, kind of waiting for people to approach me. And again, just using that radar. That's what's great about proximity. You can kind of fire in a general direction, and a lot of times you'll end up with some really good kills, even some multi-kill medals. So now I see my entire team is wiped out. I'm in a bad spot. You know, I have to use a super, otherwise I'm going to die. You know, I think some people get so wrapped up in using a super for one character or one player. And really, I mean, you know, if it keeps you from dying, if you're trying to get a good KD, you know, not dying is just as important as grabbing kills. So again, I push out a little bit too far. You know, I see that, you know, they're trying to cap B. I don't know how many of them are there. I see a couple of people on the radar. So instead of just running over there, I throw a grenade and it ends up working out for me. You know, I think had I run in there, I may have gotten a kill, you know, but the other person definitely would have gotten me. Again, looking at the radars, ducked behind that corner, and that's what ended up saving me. That last split-second reaction, seeing him on the radar, ended up saving me. And, you know, obviously I used the radar there to kind of place my grenade, stick it to the back of that wall so that, you know, I can end up coming out on top. Looks like I was about to throw a grenade, but I was out, so had to resort to the Red Death. So again, I see people on B. You know, I'm not running in there crazy. I'm keeping an eye on my mini-map. Excuse me, my radar. I know I got a super. You know, this map, you know, I talked a lot about using the death from above, but on a map like this, it's not necessarily gonna help you too much, considering, you know, there's not really any. If you're taking C and B in this map, you know, it's not really gonna do you any kind of you know, extra value having it on, because there's nowhere to really jump and kind of land on there. So the one where it actually sends a shockwave above it, it ends up being very well. So again, I see that this guy is, oh yeah, I think this is my death right here. Oh no. See, and this is actually, this I attribute that movement right there to actually switching my layout to Puppeteer. You know, we ended up saving the heavy. And I wouldn't have been able to slide around and manipulate the movement of my character without having Puppeteer on, and allow me to kind of slide a couple times, you know, get out of danger. It definitely makes you much more evasive, you know, on the fly, and that's what I like about it. You know, before I kind of ran with bumper jumper most of the time, but I found that, you know, I mean, you're not really jumping in the air and shooting. Your accuracy goes to crap anyway when you when you're jumping and shooting in the air. So I find myself being on the ground for most of my confrontations anyway, so I figured why not, you know, take the time to learn Puppeteer. So again, I'm keeping my distance. I see that pop up on the radar. You know, I'm making sure that, you know, I always have the advantage, and that's the biggest thing about picking and choosing your spots, is making sure that you put yourself in the best position to succeed. Now, and I know you're probably saying, you know, I'm playing with a team, you know, that has a lot to do with it. Yeah, I understand, but this particular game, to be honest with you, and you'll see at the very end, my team didn't do so hot as far as KD, so, and we were playing another full clan as well. So, you know, positioning a lot of times is, you know, it's make or break. You know, and making sure that you keep an eye on that radar. That's why I'm constantly moving. I want to constantly get in a position where I have the advantage. And you can see right there, you know, I did a full U-turn to get to that situation. I knew that, you know, I had one of my teammates there backing me up in case I need anything. I had that, and I had that super waiting for them when they came around the corner. And you'll notice, you know, I'm not really I don't ever really push past that B mark. I'm not running out to A. You know, I know what I want. I know what spots are important on this map. You know, so I'm making sure that I can, you know, at least hold it. See, I constantly move back and retreat because I know in that middle platform, I can get shot from 4 different directions, you know, and that's not what I want. I want to keep myself in the power position, which is that back room near the heavy. You know, I want to make sure that we continue to own that, considering it has easy access to B, and I can get to C very quickly. That's what I want. So I hear that Blade Dancer, you know, coming down. I know a lot of people kind of sit and try to, you know, fight and take them out. You know, obviously, there's guns that's better at, there's my death right there. That's sad. But, you know, there's a lot of people that'll kind of sit and wait it out and try to, you know, outshoot them. A lot of times, you know, it's hit or miss with that kind of attack. So I'd rather back up, even if I do end up engaging them. The first steps I take are backwards. I get my space. That way it gives me some time, especially if they can blink, because they can close that distance really quickly. It gives me some time to readjust and, you know, really focus on taking them out. So again, those are just some kind of thoughts about what kind of goes into my gameplay. Honestly, it's, you know, it's quick. It's, you know, just a couple of insights about what it's like to in my mind as I'm playing on what I'm thinking about. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, I can definitely continue to put videos out like this. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll be posting another video actually tomorrow. I have it all ready to go. Sorry, it's been a little bit of a lapse, but I'll get it taken care of. So thank you again for watching. Let me know if you like it and tell me your thoughts. All right, bye.